I'm Mike, and that's Larry over there on the other side of the screen. And we're doing another episode of Ask Mike and Larry. Today, we have an interesting question from Jerry from Portland, Oregon. And Jerry says, I love movies. I would love to know what your guys' favorite movies are. Well, that's easy. I know what mine is. Larry, what's yours?
Boy, it's hard to pick an absolute favorite.
Pick the top five then.
Yeah,
Give us five.
I would say first, and not necessarily in order. First on my list would be Shawshank Redemption.
Excellent movie.
I love that movie. Every time, it's one of those kind of movies, and I think that's what we're talking about. That
Right.
if you're scrolling on your TV and that movie's on, for me anyway,
You'll stop no matter where it is and
Right.
watch it.
that's right.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's one.
How many times have you seen it, by the way?
Oh, I would say probably close to 100. In some,
Okay, that's a little weird.
well,
That's a
not
little
start,
weird.
not start to finish.
Okay, yeah, that's a little weird, Larry. You got to admit. Okay, so
It is,
you
but
you have a
I like prison.
Shawshank fetish. Woo, that's weird.
What's that
Okay.
he says? It's time to start living or time to start dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what menopause is all about.
All
Too.
right.
Second one probably would be Field of Dreams.
I love that movie.
I
Great movie.
I can't watch the last 5 or 10 minutes
Without bawling your eyes out, right?
Even now. Just
Right?
thinking about it, I'm getting teary eyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another one. Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart, I think is still one of the classic movies.
I know it's a classic, but I've seen it a couple times.
Um, let's see, what's another one that again, it's another movie where if it's on, I just watch it. Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Especially the opening scene, which I think should be shown to every military recruit, just to say, we're happy you want to serve, but this is how war is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it is in the movies where bullets are missing you, they're hitting you and you're getting blown up.
Right.
So I would say that one. And then one movie that actually my daughters and I actually share a love for, and it's a quirky little movie. It's called The Fifth Element with Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, and it's a weird little science fiction movie that same sort of thing. If it's on, I'll watch it. My daughter and I, in particular, my younger daughter and I, loved watching that movie, and we could quote lines from it. It's not a great movie. It just happens to be one that I really like.
You want to hear something funny? I was visiting a friend of mine in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we went to see that movie. That was probably 30 years ago, right? 35 years ago?
Yeah, at least. Yeah, 25 years ago. Maybe.
And I couldn't stand that movie. I fell asleep in it. After I woke up, right at the movie's ending, he goes, "Oh, that was such a great movie. You missed it." And wow, that's interesting. And so for you to bring it up right now, it's really funny.
Yeah,
Glad you liked it.
My wife,
obviously somebody liked it because it did really well.
Well, it didn't do well in the theaters. But
but people talk about it.
Oh yeah,
they're still talking about it.
It did really well afterwards, and people either love it or hate it. Like my wife hates it, but I just love the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
I'm going to think of more, or certainly agree with you when you start listing yours. So
okay, all right. So I always thought that One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was my favorite movie, and it was my favorite movie for at least probably 10, 15 years. I just love that movie. Jack Nicholson was at his absolute best. And I met the character Billy, I think his name, Brad Dourif.
Oh yeah.
I think that's his name, right?
Yeah.
And I met him, and he came over to our house one time because his daughter and my daughter were hanging out. And yeah, he a cool guy, and we talked about the movie. So yeah, that was one of my favorites, and I just thought.
I think that the book was written by Ken Kesey, and I think
right.
Kirk Douglas actually wanted to make the movie and play the role. And
right.
By the time he was able to get things going, he was too old. And
correct.
So
Michael took it over.
Michael took it over.
Right.
And ended up producing it with. I think Kirk helped and invested in it.
Right.
It was fascinating that the project took a long time to get going.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That Kirk Douglas was that was his part. It really
Yeah,
was his part.
yeah,
And then when Michael took it over, won the Academy Award. It was
yeah,
great.
yeah. Depressing at the end, though. But
Yes, very depressing.
yeah. Anyway,
Um,
next.
okay, next, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance
Oh yeah,
Kid.
that's on mine too. Absolutely.
When those two guys got together to make that movie, I absolutely went ape shit.
Yeah.
Two of my favorite guys, Robert Redford, Paul Newman. I actually have that poster sitting over there in my theater right now, looking at me with those guys with their autographs on it.
Yeah.
So that is just by far. And Catherine Ross in that movie was spectacular. Oh my
Guys,
God.
yeah, guys
Gorgeous.
like buddy movies. That was
Oh
the
yeah.
ultimate buddy movie. You know, they fought together, they played together, and then they died together, right?
Right. Yeah, that was great.
Give away the ending. Okay, so.
No, I don't think so. The other one, I love romantic movies, and there was one called April Fools with Catherine Deneuve. Do you remember that movie?
I don't think I ever saw that. She was
Yeah, that was phenomenal. I think Jack Lemmon and Catherine Deneuve, and she was just gorgeous, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
A good
that
one.
was one of my favorites.
For our audience, look it up. Mike says it's good. Then
Yeah.
you know where to send the emails if it's not.
That's right. Or if I have the actors wrong in it.
Right. Right.
Okay. This is a crazy one, but what's the one with John Belushi and you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to have you guess. And Tim Matheson and what's Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, Animal House.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, that was great.
Freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
Now that's one that
Yeah.
every time it's on, I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Just great.
No, that's great too. And that just triggered a memory for me of another movie I love that actually did reasonably well at the box office, but did better afterwards. It was called Fletch, which
Yes. Right.
Hilarious. The second one, not so funny. The first one is absolutely hilarious, and it was
Right.
Chase at his best.
Right.
Just throwing that out there.
Was Dan Aykroyd in Animal House?
No.
So
it wasn't.
why? I thought for sure he was in it, but it wasn't Dan Aykroyd. Who
Definitely
was
Tim
it?
Matheson, though.
Yeah, Tim Matheson. He definitely was in it. And Tom Hulce.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in it. Okay,
That was
good.
pre Amadeus.
Amadeus, right. Oh, by the way,
Another great movie.
Amadeus. Okay, so here's a story about Amadeus and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So when I had the Actor Center, I'm standing in the lobby and somebody had rented out one of our theaters to do a screen test. And in walks in Milos Forman, okay, who directed Amadeus and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He actually won Best Director for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And I said to him, oh my God, you have to follow me to my office. So he comes up to my office, and sitting on my desk is a director's chair with a clacker board. What do they call that?
I don't know.
Clacker board, right? And the megaphone. And on the back of the director's chair is his name. And on the clacker board is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I picked it up, I handed it to him, and I said, I had no idea you were coming here, but now you know that was my favorite movie, and I give it to you. And he posed for a picture, and I still have it on my wall in my office.
And where did you get that?
Biggest thrill. My brother made it.
Oh, that's cool.
He was a sculptor, and he made lots of little metal sculptures like that for the movies.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
By the way, just in case nobody knows, Mike used to be an actor. And when he failed at that, he opened up the Actors Studio, which actually was quite successful in terms of helping other actors who were more deserving get roles. And
Absolutely. And I realized early on that I couldn't act, just like I can't speak most of the time. But I much prefer being on the other side of the camera. Right.
Well, you know what? This question, that was a great question, Jerry from Portland. And
Yes.
that's all the time we have today for questions, actually. But that was very stimulating, and we'd love to hear from you and everybody out there about some of your favorite movies.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Yes.
so, send us your comments and questions and critiques, and join us again for another episode of Ask Mike and Larry.
There you go.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming.
See you soon.